So this is a week 7 vlog. I'm going to hunch over a little bit because I can't see if you will see me on the screen. What I thought today is I'll give you a really quick recap of what happened in week 7. And we're just going to do a follow along of the physio exercises I've been told to do. So we can do them together. If you're not doing them, then maybe you'll be able to just put this video on and start them. So the things that you'll need are a band. So I mentioned in a previous video, this one's 5 to 15 pounds. This one's a bit heavier. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's something like 15 to, does it say? 15 to 35 pounds, which is exactly what I was going to say. So we're going to crack on with that. I'm going to be doing it with BFR cuff, so blood flow restriction. I'm not going to use the red band because this cuff makes exercises harder or blocking off blood flow, so this is enough for me. I think the really important things that I can tell you from week 7 for me are that at the start of week 7 I basically had a bit of a mishap where my crutch got stuck and ended up like landing on my left leg while my crutch was slightly behind me. It's a bit heavier than usual. I was trying to do too much. It was a little bit silly, and I'm going to mention that in a second. I felt something not good, like more discomfort, more tension than usual. So what I did was I ended up going backwards. I ended up wedging, so putting my foot back in the original position for about the whole week. So at the end of the week I decided to start lowering it back down again, and I'm trying to get back to the previous. I've delayed my physio appointments because of that. So the things around it I will say is you're probably more likely to have a setback or get injured when you do something you're not used to. So I was trying to carry something with 2 crutches in one hand, and that did not help at all. I was on a new surface, a really sticky surface, so it was more grippy, so it was easier for the crutch to get caught. The things I would really say that's really important, and it's kind of a misconception that I had, is as you take space out of the boot, so as you decrease the range or decrease the angle, you feel as if you're getting better, significantly better, because you can walk better. And that's not what's happening. And if you think that, then you're more likely to do what I did and try and do a little bit too much and maybe injure yourself. So just take it slow. And the reason for that is as you decrease the angle and your foot becomes less pointed, more flexed, it's easier to walk, because you're effectively, before you're just like trying to walk on your tiptoes, and then as you get flatter and flatter, you're just getting closer to a normal walking stance. So it feels easier to walk, loads of things feel better, you feel like you need your crutches less, you're like, wow, this is a miraculous step forward. It's not, you just changed the angle of your foot. The tendon is still healing exactly the same, so take it easy and just as slow. That's my learning and takeaway. So let's crack on with this. So I'm going to put my BFR cuff on, and we're going to crack on with the exercise. My physio said to keep the metal bit on the outside so it doesn't get your pink bits. Really confused me. I was like, what is he talking about? That pink bit, what's up with you? That pink bit, yeah, your pink bit. And then I had to remind him that I'm a brown man and my bits are the furthest thing away from pink. Even darker brown, if that's too much information. So I had plausible reason for not understanding what the hell he meant. So let's get this out of the way. I'm going to switch my cuff on, and then we are ready to go. Can you see? My foot's actually going to be slightly off the floor because of the carpet, and I'm actually already slightly elevated. I might even use this DVD packet. So my physio demonstrated this to me on a physio bed. You can do it on the floor. I think you want to just make sure your heels raise slightly so there's nothing restricting the full movement of it. I'm going to switch this on, which is going to really reduce the amount of blood flow flowing freely in my legs. So this makes the exercise a lot harder for me. So we're going to go for 4 sets with 30 seconds rest in between. I will just let this fill up. It's a really hot and sweaty day here in England. I've just got back from the gym. Okay, so what we're going to do is, for me, I'm going to loop it once. I'm actually going to loop it twice later, but for the first I'm going to loop it once. It gives me a little bit more resistance. What I like to do is put it around the foot. If you can see, you can. And pull it. You want the band to be kind of at the knuckle of your big toe. That's where I feel like it activates the most, sort of when I need to push down. And what I do is, with the second loop, I just put it right in between the pinky toe. I don't know if you can see. So I slot the second one right through the pinky toe so the band stays at the top. And that way I find it comes down less. So when you do this bit, when I'm just going to put it around me to create more resistance, remember not to have your foot relaxed. I'm actively switching it on now, so I'm not yanking it back and stretching it, which would cause me potentially an injury. So if we go from now, we're going to go for 15. So I'm pushing down. That's 1. Letting it nice and controlled, not taking the tension off. I'm back. I feel a little bit of a stretch, so I'm not going to go too much further. And then I'm pushing back down. And then I'm coming back nice and slowly. That's 2. Keep going. 3. Pushing down as much as I can. And coming back nice and slowly till I feel a bit right at the edge of the stretch. And I don't want to be stretching it. So I'm going back down. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. 8. 9. 10. 5 more. I'm trying to use this first one as a bit of a warm-up set. 11. 12. 13. 14. 50. I can feel it firing up now. Got 30 seconds on the clock. What I sometimes like to do is also have the other foot out, and for a couple of the reps do exactly the same without the band on it. Because they say, my physio said, the hardest bit of this is recovering the final 1 centimeter potentially of kind of plantar flexion that you might lose. So I just want to be flexing as much as I can. So I just want to make sure I'm going as far as the other foot allows, or somewhere at least close to it. So that's more than 30, so we're going to go again. So coming back up nice and slowly, and then pointing as much as we can. Should feel a bit stressful. 2. Bring it back up. 3. Make sure you're controlling it on the way back up. 4. 5. 6. I can see that the right foot came out at the moment. 7. Go a little bit further. 8. This is early days. 9. I'm less concerned about going as far. 10. More concerned about just pushing enough so there's work going on. 11. 12. 13, remember breathe in at the top. Breathe out when you're exerting. 14. Ooh. And last one, we're going to push as hard as we can and hold it for 3 seconds. Push. 3, 2, and 1. Feel that firing up for sure. Right, 2 more sets, 30 seconds rest. I said I was going to mention, I had a podcast on Rich Roll and with Guru Singh. It's not a podcast I was naturally drawn to because kind of the spiritual talkers are definitely people that are much more on that slower end of things. So I forced myself to start watching it because I thought maybe, that discomfort in me is because of my lack of ability to slow down that much. And I got a lot of useful stuff from the first 20-30 minutes. So I would definitely recommend it as one to watch. Really, really nice things coming out of it. So I'm enjoying it, and I don't always enjoy the ones that I force myself to watch, and I will switch them off. So sorry, we're into 30 seconds. A bit more. So I've got more tension in my band, so I need to be way more careful. I don't totally let go. So we're going to go and push. 1, 2, 3. Don't really need my right foot this time. 4, there's enough tension here. 5, I could probably come back slightly more. 6, just be careful the band doesn't slip off, because that will create. 7, a bit of unknown variability. 9, and mine is a bit slippy at the pinky, so I'm being very careful. 10, 5 more really good ones. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right guys, to keep with time, I'm just going to do 20 seconds rest this time. Because the last one was very long, and I want to keep this video kind of to the right amount of time. So, I'm going to stay ready. We're going to go. The other thing I would maybe encourage you, let's go again in 3 seconds. So use your hands. So the more tension you can generate in your whole body. So it's 1. So I'm tensing my arms and I'm tensing everything. 3. It's called irradiation, I think. 2, 4, 5. We're coming back up. 6. The pushing is far the most important part of this bit of the exercise. 7. The stretch and the lifting we can get back later. 8. There's no need to take that too far, I believe. 9. Back to irradiation. So tensing your arms. 10. 5 more. Tensing your legs. Allows you to push that little bit deeper into the exercise. 11. 12. 13. 14. Last one, we're going to hold it for 5 seconds and just pull and irradiate. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, good work, guys. Feels good. Now, if you don't have a BFR cuff, you may want to use a slightly heavier band. Gonna put the camera up so you're not just staring at my crotch, but you've got my face to look at too. I want my feet to be elevated, so I'm going to lift myself off the floor a bit higher than usual. So that's where I'm at. 2 yoga blocks, double banded. Putting the band under my foot. I want the band to be in the same place like I said, so I'm just going to slot one of them through my pinky. Help the band stay where it is. Be really careful because this is really easy to sort of yank your foot up. So remember, have some tension in your foot. The higher you hold this up, and you can kind of control how much resistance. So let's go for first set. 1, 2, 3. Remember not to let go of the foot. 5, 6, 7, bring it up, but not beyond a point where you start feeling too much of a stretch. 8, I stop almost immediately as I feel any stretch. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, let's rest 30 seconds. I'm going to bring mine up slightly more for the next set. Just going to rest for 20 seconds. And then we're going to go again. Alright, we're going in 3, 2, 1. So remember, tension on all the time. 1, 2. Never relaxing that foot. 3, even when it's coming up, tension should be on. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're pushing hard. 8, so we can get that range back when we're fully fit. 9, 10. Apologies if I'm pulling any stupid faces. 11. Really push. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, 2 more sets. I'm going to rest for 20 seconds. Going to really get that working now. Final 2 sets. 3 sets to 3 days to 4 days a week. I've been told to do this. As I said, because of my setback, we're going in 3, 2, 1. So remember, tension on. Don't yank that foot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's like I said. 7, or we're saying. 8, because of my setback. 9, 10. I actually didn't do these the first week. The physio told me to. 11, 12, 13, and I really just started 14, doing them a bit more recently. 15, and push really hard for that final rep. 20 seconds, we're going final set, and then I wish you farewell. Oof. So yeah, I've delayed going in 5 seconds. Delayed my physio appointments as well because I didn't see the point of going back. And we're going, so let's try and push quite hard for this last set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if you're past the point of recovery that I am, 5, 6. I'm sure these exercises. 7, can't do any harm if you're still. 8, 9, working. 10, I'm getting that full mobility back. 11, I'm going to push 12 as far as we can into the range. 13, 2 more as far as you can. 15, plant